20 to 5. God, we've got a busy hour lined up. Very quickly, I want to just cross to a good friend of the show's Tobias Ellwood, former Tory MP and Minister for the Middle East. Tobias, I just wanted to get an update from you. The MOD overnight scrambling hundreds of troops to save stranded Brits in Lebanon. We've talked repeatedly about the threat of the Middle East and how bad it's getting. I just would love, if I could, a quick overview from you this afternoon.
Yeah, well, good afternoon to you. I mean, interesting to see the United Nations General Assembly when world leaders gather in New York. President Zelensky is pleading for long-range missiles to deal with that problem in Ukraine. And yet here we are now, all of that overshadowed by what's going on in the Middle East, which is sliding towards war. And it's like a perfect storm, if you like, of instability. No country, no stakeholder in control of where events may unfold, which is why, quite rightly, the government is reminding Britons that are there to get out and preparing potentially for an evacuation. You've got Israel using its superior military strength in Gaza, but still absent of any ceasefire, long-term strategy. You've got Hezbollah, which is the most potent, most heavily armed non-state actor in the world, backed by Iran, which has now decided to engage in the war as well, firing from southern Lebanon, prompting Israel, quite understandably, to retaliate. But they now look set to then invade southern Lebanon. And now Israel's made securing the north of their country and returning the citizens there a war aim. But Hezbollah seem committed to continue its attacks until there is a ceasefire in Gaza. So we've got Iran willing to step in, perhaps if its proxy is seen to be losing. The United States, well, where are they? They could be so influential here, but perhaps distracted by presidential elections. And finally, back to the United Nations, where those world leaders are gathering, paralyzed, essentially, because Hamas, Hezbollah, supported by Iran, sitting behind Iran is Russia, and Russia is going to veto anything, any UN resolution that calls for restraint. So the prospects for further escalation, I'm afraid, are very, very high indeed.
We say this to you a lot. Just quickly, my friend, it's a small part today. We're very grateful. You have all this experience of the Middle East. I've been accused, as you have, of warmongering. People say to me, come on, come on, come on. We've seen what's happening in Ukraine. We've seen what's happening. You've described it brilliantly there. Iran backing the Houthis, backing Hezbollah, backing Hamas. Israel surrounded, doing its best. Do you believe this will escalate? Or do you believe there's a will for peace, or do you believe there's a will for all-out war?
Well, the Americans have a phrase called an off-ramp. You know, how does everybody gracefully step back from the brink? Because, as I say, nobody is in control. The Israelis want to get their hostages back, so that requires a ceasefire. Hezbollah doesn't want all-out war as well. They know that they'll probably end up in a very difficult situation as well. So it's finding a way that all sides can agree just to step back from the brink, recognizing how dangerous it would be. But linking to your first point, it's absolutely critical that the British people understand how this is connected to our economy.
Yep.
Because if it all goes mad in the Middle East, the Straits of Hormuz will be closed down. That's what Iran can do. A third of the world's oil comes out of that strait, and that will have a knock-on impact into our economy, causing inflation in this country. In the same way that we saw those grain ships, when they couldn't get out of the Black Sea, bang, fruit inflation jumped to about 19% here. So it's all interrelated. This is the globalized world that we're part of. What country steps forward to help provide solutions? Well, Britain does. That's who we are as a nation, and I hope we're going to continue doing that.
Tobias Ellwood, thank you very much, Steve, former Minister for the Middle East.